89.3 WGSU, Geneseo's Voice of the Valley. Thank you for joining us for our second edition of the Chamber Connection, a partnership with the Livingston County Chamber of Commerce. And with me right now have some special guests, but first I'd like to introduce Melissa Savino. She is the Director of Member Engagement, Partnerships, and Marketing with the Livingston County Chamber. Melissa, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me here.
So tell us a little bit about your role with the Livingston County Chamber.
My role is really just connections, which is what the Chamber is all about. So connecting members with other members through various events, such as the Finger Lakes West Food Fest, the Coffee Connections, lunch bunches, things like that, and then marketing and supporting the local businesses.
I love that. So we did recently have a coffee connection. So tell us about that.
We did. We have Coffee Connections the third Tuesday of every month, which we love. It's just a casual way for members to get together, local businesses, organizations, and community members, grab a cup of coffee, and make some new connections. We do different locations throughout the county, and each host has the chance to showcase what they do and what's going on and get a behind-the-scenes look at their businesses. So we love that. And yesterday we were out at the Ridge Campground, and it's a beautiful campground. It's been there for 12, 13 years now, with Rick and Tina, and we got a wagon ride. We got a lot of insight. We got a little swag bag, which is always nice.
We love the merch.
I know. And, at the event, we go around and each person who's there gets to tell a little bit about what's happening. And when Rick and Tina were talking, they were talking about a very special event that they have coming up next weekend that they're going to speak a little bit about. But it was a nice connection, actually, for the Chamber, because we did not know that was going on next weekend. So we learned about the event. I looked over at you. You looked over at me. I looked over at them. And we said this would be a great opportunity and a great story to have on the show this week.
It was perfect. It was like it was meant to be. Well, this seems like the perfect time to bring in two more guests that we have on the program today, Tina and Rick Payton. They are the owners of the Ridge Campground in Mount Morris. Rick and Tina, thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. It's great to be here.
Tell us how long the two of you have owned the Ridge Campground.
Yeah, this is our 14th season of owning and operating the campground. It's hard to believe that it is our 14th season.
So give us a little bit of background as far as how you got the campground started and the work that you've done there.
Well, it was something we talked about as a family. I was busy working many jobs, and it was a way for us to be able to bring our family back together as a unit to where we could be together even though we were working. So we bought the campground, had to put a lot of infrastructure and put our heart and soul into it.
Absolutely.
We've made some great friends. We consider our seasonals our family, so we've made some great family. And with that family, they've joined us with the whole process of supporting Camp Good Days and special times, and that's what we're here to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know a little bit about this event and how it came about and kind of what its purpose is.
Sure. This is our 12th season of running our Camp Good Days and Special Times fundraiser weekend. Our point of origin on that as members of CONY, Campground Owners of New York, that is our starting point of what we decided to join in and doing a fundraiser weekend for Camp Good Days as they're affiliated with them. So with that being said, the event started 12 years ago, and it's just kind of extended from there over the years on how we run the event. We have all sorts of fun going on, from the bike and car cruise and show to raffle items, baked good and pie auction. We have bands, we have food vendors.
No BS Brewery will be there.
No BS Brewery will be there.
So.
And Sweet Smoke
Barbecue is going to be there. And
we have a kids auction. There's a petting zoo. We have many donations that make this weekend happen with merchants near and far that provide items that go into our raffle. And like Rick had mentioned before, the seasonals that are such an instrumental part in helping make this weekend unfold.
Yes, because we're still running our campground.
Right.
While the whole thing's going on,
Right.
we still have to run the campground and support our people that are camping with us.
So can anybody come to this event? Do you have to be a camper there at that time, or?
It's open to the public. There's a $10 visitor's fee, and all those proceeds go to Camp Good Days. And last year we raised over $34,000 this weekend for Camp Good Days.
Wow, it's amazing. And you were saying at the breakfast event that we had how much money you have raised in total for Camp Good Days and Special Times.
Over the last 12 years, we're about $210,000.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So we have a fourth visitor for the program today, James McCauley, Camp Good Days and Special Times, Director of Community Initiatives. James, thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure to be here. I'm glad to help. Rick called me yesterday, and he said that this was taking place, and he would like me to join in. And I tell you what, I have the utmost respect for Rick and Tina. So if they ask me to do something, I'm going to do it.
So they were just saying about all the money and the proceeds that are going towards Camp Good Days and Special Times. Can you tell us how that helps your program?
Well, first and foremost, let's identify it. Last year, they raised $34,000. Over the 12-year period that they've been doing this, they've raised over $210,000. Now that is just amazing. If I remember correctly, when they first did their fundraiser, they raised about, $3,000-4,000. And it's just been growing exponentially since that time. It's a tribute to their hard work and their dedication to the children, the women, and the men dealing with cancer that Camp Good Days is working with.
So tell us a little bit more about Camp Good Days and Special Times and what you offer to the community.
Well, it started in 1979. There's not many things that are still going since 1979. I like to compare it a lot to Kodak. In 1979, Kodak had about 86,000 people working for them. That Kodak supported 1 out of every 4 families in Monroe County. Now Kodak's got less than 10,000 people that work there. But I believe the longevity of Camp Good Days and Special Times is due to the fact that we put the kids, the women, and the men first who are dealing with cancer. This organization was started by Gary Mervis, who had his own child who was dealing with cancer. He traveled throughout the country and in many parts of the world to find a cure. But at the end of the day, it wasn't necessarily the disease itself. It wasn't even the debilitating treatment. It was the loneliness, okay? And so when you consider the loneliness, he said, well, what can I do to help my little girl deal with cancer? And the fact of the matter is, he heard about a camp out in California who was dealing with kids with cancer. And he said, why not here in Rochester, Monroe County? He called together about 85 of his best friends and said, you guys have been asking me what you can do. Well, this is what you can do. Let's start Camp Good Days and Special Times, and we will focus upon children at that time, but it has since expanded to women and men too. So that's what we do and how we do.
James, I know you have attended this event in the past and you are planning on being there next Saturday. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with this fundraising event and what it means to the community?
Well, first and foremost, Rick and Tina are amazing people. I mean, they were amazing long before they decided that Camp Good Days was going to be their charity of choice. But you go down there, it's a really family atmosphere. They have old cars. They have all kind of baked food sales. Rick and Tina are so well respected everywhere that they get donations from every place that they can sell off. And it's just incredible. I remember a couple of years ago, they took a golf cart that was in the garbage, and he and about 4 or 5 others redid this golf cart, turned it into something absolutely beautiful. And they auctioned it off. And I think they got something like $14,000 for it. That year, they gave over $40,000 to Camp Good Days and Special Times. But again, it's a tribute to their hard work and their dedication to trying to eradicate the disease of cancer, not just in children, for men and women too.
So if somebody wanted more information about Camp Good Days and Special Times, James, where would they be able to find that?
So you can always go to www.campgooddays.org. You can give us a call, area code 585-624-5555, and we'll be pleased to come and talk to you or answer any questions you may have.
I appreciate that, James. Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. If you have any further questions, just let me know. Take care.
Sounds good, James. We look forward to it.
All right, James, hugs to you.
Tina and Rick, one more time, tell us when and where this event is taking place.
The event's going to be Saturday, August 1st. It'll be at the Ridge Campground in Mount Morris, New York. It's 6920 Mount Morris Nunday Road. If you have any questions, you can call us at our camp at 585-658-4709. We'd be happy to answer any questions. And it's going to be a great event. We have a couple great bands. The Dogs and Lucky Number will be playing. So please come out and share your love for Camp Good Days.
Yeah, it's definitely a great event. And it's always amazing every year when this unfolds on just watching what takes place. And it's just a do-good, feel-good weekend. And if you're not there having a good time, it's, undoubtedly greater than a good time, we should say, because it's amazing how people give and the purpose behind it. It's really amazing. So please come out and join us.
Okay, and the times that it's going on?
The bike and car show starts at 10, or cruise starts at 10:30, and then the cake and pie auctions at 3:30. James will be talking at 3 o'clock, so you can come out and meet him in person. And it goes into the night. The band plays till 11. So
very good.
Come out and have fun.
Rick and Tina, thank you so much for joining the program today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Once again, Melissa Savino, the Director of Member Engagement, Partnerships, and Marketing with the Livingston County Chamber. So this is a great event that's happening in Livingston County, obviously, but there's tons of other events, and I know that you post the events on your website.
We do post events on our website, livingstoncountychamber.com, and we also have social media pages on Instagram as well as Facebook, and LinkedIn. So just check those out, livingstoncountychamber.com. It's so moving to listen to Rick and Tina, and it's so important that, this show, more than the chamber, there are so many businesses in this community, small businesses run by families who put their heart and soul into running their business and then go over and above to just do things for the community and the support, that businesses, the small businesses in Livingston County and, throughout the country do for their communities and give back and support things like Camp Good Days and Special Times and things like that. I don't think that can be underestimated, or I don't think we can talk about it enough, because, owning a small business is tough. And, every day these people put their heart and soul into it and then go above and beyond. So, I think we should all just keep that in mind. Please support our local businesses. Get out there. Go camp for a weekend, go out there and see what Camp Good Days and Special Times, that event is about. And, just keep an eye on our calendar, not only for chamber events that we have going on, but the community events that are going on and, what they support.
Love it. So as we mentioned earlier in the program, we found out about this at the Breakfast Connection, if I'm saying that
Coffee
right.
Connection.
The Coffee
Yep.
Connection, thank you. This is just one of the ways that the Chamber interacts with local businesses. There's several other events that you do with local businesses as well.
Correct. So our August Coffee Connection is actually going to be August 18th at the Nunday Ranch in Nunday. We are going to do an end of summer lunch bunch. That's going to be in August, I believe, the 25th, and Fire and Feast Catering Company is going to be there. So we're going to have like a little backyard barbecue right in the chamber parking lot. Come out, have some great barbecue, celebrate, gosh, I hate to say it, the end of summer, getting there. So August 25th, we'll be getting there. That's going to be from 4 to 6 p.m. And then, we have other events coming up. We have a home and garden show September 19th and 20th at the Willow Creek event venue. And we have our Farm Fridays, which are usually the last Friday of each month. And I believe we'll be talking about that on next week's show.
That sounds great. And Melissa, if someone wants more information about the Livingston County Chamber and how maybe they can join the Chamber and take advantage of everything that you're offering, how can they do that?
Beautiful. They can email info@livingstoncountychamber.com or give us a call at 585-243-2222.
Awesome. Melissa and James and Rick and Tina, thank you all very much for being on the Chamber Connection today.
Thank you.
And make sure you tune in next week for another edition of the Chamber Connection with the Livingston County Chamber. It airs every Saturday afternoon at 1 and every Sunday morning at 11, right here on 89.3 WGSU, Geneseo's Voice of the Valley.